came out with a energetic start, strong start to the game today. Got pucks in deep. We got pucks to the net, although it looked like they outshot us in the first period. But I thought we did a good job of just funneling pucks to the net, getting players going on the net, created a few scoring opportunities, and got some goals early. And I thought that put them on their heels a bit. The second period, a little bit back and forth. Both teams had some power plays and penalty kills, and that made that period a little bit disjointed. And then the third period, I have to give credit to both teams. They battled back, got themselves in the game. We were resilient and hung on and got a couple late goals to solidify the win.
All right, and we'll open the floor up for questions.
Coach, can you talk about the compete level, necessarily the whole team, especially on the penalty kill? We saw the fans giving them a standing ovation. How do you think that went overall?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the penalty kill today. They've got a really strong power play. They've got a lot of movement, a lot of puck movement. They got some real skilled players back there. They're really good at faking shots, getting out of position, moving the puck. But I thought we did a real strong job on the penalty kill today. Power play, I would say that's another story. We've got some work to do getting our power plays going. We had a 5-on-3 chance that I think if we had scored on that would have put us in a pretty good spot, and we didn't, and then gave up the goal on the 5-minute power play that they had. So, obviously I'm pleased with the penalty killing. I would say I'm not so pleased with the power play.
Coach, you guys scored 3 early goals. What do you think contributed to your hot start?
I think getting pucks in deep early on and putting pucks to the net. You never know what's going to happen when you do that. You saw that in a couple instances. I guess the first one was kind of fluky, to be honest. But if you look at the Cudmore goal in particular, you get somebody in front of the net. The goalie's having trouble seeing it. And it's not a hard shot. It was just a screen shot, but the goalie can't see it. And if you put it in the right place, it goes in. So we're just trying to get our players to start thinking about putting more pucks on net and shooting it more. Sometimes we get a little bit too, I'd say a little bit too cute at times, and we pass up some really good scoring opportunities that we shouldn't. So I felt in the first period we did a good job of that. And in the second and third, not quite as much. There's times where I would like them to shoot it a little bit more.
How important was Jess Campbell's goal to make it 5-3?
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, you got that one goal. Not even a cushion. He's got the 1-goal lead, and the next goal is always a big one, and that was a real nice play by Jill, dropping that puck, and a real nice shot right up in the top corner. So it certainly was a big relief on our bench when we got that goal and got a little bit more of a cushion.
Coach, what can you say about the upperclassmen defensemen like Haley and Alyssa, and how they've kind of stepped into the role that Lauren and Lorianne were last year, and how they've kind of brought up a young defense corps through 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate over the last couple of years. Like last year, having Laura and Lorianne here, and then this year having 2 national caliber defensemen like Haley Cudmore and Alyssa Gallardi, and to help our younger Ds, learn the right way of playing hockey here at Cornell, and we do some things differently than most teams do in junior. So it takes a bit of an adjustment for some of our defensemen, and to have 2 great leaders like that and 2 great defensemen is certainly really helpful for our younger Ds.
Coach, what was different about this game? Seemed to me like there was a different kind of it was almost like they were elevated. Both teams elevate their level of play to match each other compared to last weekend. Yeah,
well, it's the first league game of the year, and I think both teams know that, if you look at the early rankings and so on, that we're expected to do well in the ECAC, and we knew this was going to be a real tough game. It's 2 very skilled teams, so that tends to make for a fast-paced game, and we knew we had to be ready today, and I thought that we came out of the gate real strong here early on.
Yeah, Coach, continuing with that a little bit, what is the importance of getting an early ECAC win, especially against a top 5 team like Clarkson?
Yeah, I mean, in NCAA, you've got 22 league games, and, a lot of times players don't think of the importance until you get near the end of the year and you're fighting for that playoff spot, or you're fighting for home ice, or you're, fighting for whatever, and you are going to be fighting in those last 3 games, and it could come back that it's this first weekend that haunts you because you lost 1 or 2 games that maybe you shouldn't have, and so real important to get off to a good start.
There were a couple of milestones in today's game. Of course, Lauren Slebodnick is now the winningest goaltender in program history, and Jill picked up her 100th career point. You just reflect about how important those players have been here.
Yeah, I mean, that's great for Lauren. She came in here when Amanda was the veteran goaltender, and Amanda, she's an interesting goalie in that. I talked about recruiting a little bit when we were recruiting a goaltender when she was already here, and I kind of joked with her about, well, you probably don't want me to find a real good goaltender that's going to compete with you, and she actually was like, no, you find the best goal you can possibly. She wanted that competition, and she actually, was very good with Slobes in helping her come along too, and they're great friends, and but they also as goaltenders they compete with each other for those spots. But I felt like Amanda did a really good job of mentoring Lauren, and Lauren's come along from that. So I'm sure Amanda would like to have kept that record, but I think if anybody was going to beat it, I'm sure she's happy for Slopes having done that. And Jill, always been top player. She's a Canadian national team player as well, and strong forward, and she knows too with Brianne gone this year that she was going to have to step up her game, and she has, and done a great job for us here early on, and hopefully that will continue.
Coach, how do you make sure that the momentum from this win carries into tomorrow?
Well, I think the biggest challenge in these weekend games is having them forget what just happened today and realize that they've got another one tomorrow. And sometimes when you lose, you're still a little bit down from the game before, and sometimes when you win, you're still a little bit too up. So it's trying to keep that even keel and keep that focus, and recognizing that if you win that first game and lose the second one, you still had a split. So you better be ready with the same effort and same energy again on Saturday.
It was exciting. That's what we wanted to do, and we just stuck to our game plan, and I think it was just a whole team effort. So we established what we wanted to, and just really excited to be able to get that first win and big win down early in the season. They're a great team, and they came out and played too, so big win for us. Really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Huge win for us, especially with them being ranked #1 in our league. It was great for us to go out and show ourselves that we deserve we should believe that we're at the top as well.
Yeah, same thing. I think just highlighting what Jess said, the teamwork aspect. It's been something we've been talking about and something that we've definitely been working on, and that's what it's going to be all season. It's going to take every single player at every single end of the ice. It's for that win, and like she said, also they are a great team, and they will continue to grow and be better. So next time we face them, it's going to be yet another battle. So obviously we're going to be excited about this one, but we're certainly going to have to get our focus back and move on to the next one.
It sounds like the fact that Clarkson was ranked first in the preseason poll really has been a primary source of motivation, hasn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, we try not to really pay attention to the polls because they're there every year, and whether we're on top or we're middle of the pack or wherever, try to just focus on what we can do best and not really pay attention to those, because especially at this point in the season, they don't really mean a lot. No one's really played any games, so it's something we don't really try to focus on, I don't think.
Lauren, you're now the winningest goaltender in program history.
She is. Yes, she is.
To what do you owe that success?
I mean, as I've said in the past, definitely my team. I'm fortunate enough to have a team that can back me up, can score a lot of goals, can, play for me, play like how we need to play.
Jill, you had 3 points tonight. Now you have 100 for your Big Red career. I mean, just take us through the 2 goals and then helping set up Jess's goal toward the end.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 were not really efforts by me, actually. It was my wingers. The forecheck's certainly something we've been working on, and that's what they did. They got in there, Jess and Fultz, and just kind of blew everything up. And the puck popped out to me. Really, it was wrapped the first one, and the second one was another great effort by Jess in the corner, and it popped out to me in front. And I was able to squeeze it in. So, I mean, getting those early goals were huge. You know, they're a good team and they were coming fast. So I mean, obviously those were big, and setting up just for the last one. I mean, it's she put a pretty one in there for sure, and that was a huge goal, that 5th goal. So it was. But I mean, at the end of the day, that 100 is just a number, and what really matters is the fact that we walk away with the win today. So that's all we're really focusing on.
When Clarkson started to creep back into this one, edging coming into the third, how are you guys able to remain focused and get the W?
I mean, we just tried to stick to our game plan the entire game, take it period by period, shift by shift, and like I said, Slow played a great game. She's always so calm and collected back there. We don't even really have to worry. Try to just focus on doing the little efforts and just keep establishing forecheck to back check, because obviously Clarkson's a great team. They have a great goaltender, and it was huge for us to be able to come out and just play the way we did and keep building on that, I think.
I just want to ask, what did you think of all the traffic they were putting around the crease during the course of the game? That was one thing that I noticed that didn't really happen so much last weekend.
I mean, it definitely makes my job a little more difficult. But in times like that, I think it's really important for me to keep track of the puck, but also today I think what helped us a lot was our players were blocking a lot of shots, and that's key, especially when there's a lot of traffic in front of the net. It makes my job easier, so I think that's really important.
Alyssa's probably blocked around.
Yeah, she probably
11
hasn't gotten as
shots
many
already.
saves as I did tonight, so if she'd stop, they'd be like, good job.
Was it, so, I know, Jess, just talk about your goal and really how much did that help change the tide of today's game?
I mean, every goal is a big goal today, obviously. Like, Clarkson came back, bounced back every goal we got, so on the bench we just kept the energy up and we kept saying who's going to get it, and I was just really excited. You know, Jill was going down on 1-on-4, I think, and I was just trying to get there to help her out, and she made a nice play. So, I mean, it was a good momentum shift, especially late in the game, but team effort, like every goal for sure.
And what was it like when you had to kill off the major penalty?
Yeah, sorry about
For
that.
the
Yeah. I mean, penalties they're part of the game, and we prepare for them all week long, and we have had a very successful and great penalty kill. So, I mean, 5 minutes is 5 minutes. It's not easy, but we come and we prepare for those moments. So just staying calm and just, you know, getting short shifts in and keep the flow going, because, I mean, they got one on us, but I think we bounced back, and especially after the penalty kill as well, we really took it to them and kind of shifted the momentum back our way. So it is what it is, and they're part of the game, so you just got to be prepared for them.